Welcome everyone to another video game review by the one and only Timber the Video Game Guy. That's me! This review will be about The Legend of Zelda, published and developed by Nintendo. Personally, this is my favorite Zelda game in the series, and I have so many fond memories of playing this, as well as having a tattoo of 8-bit Link holding a Triforce piece on my right arm.
Gee, it sure is boring around here.
So the objective of this game is pretty simple, as it is the standard princess gets captured, so you must embark on a large quest to save her type deal. If you wish to have any hopes of becoming her knight in stylish tunic, you will have to explore a large world and go through 8 massive dungeons, collecting fragments of your piece of Triforce, making it whole before you'll be able to finally have full access to the 9th and final dungeon. Once you have made it to the last dungeon, with your piece of Triforce being complete that is, this is where you will go on to fight the final battle and rescue Princess Zelda from the clutches of the evil Ganon, who just so happens to be a big blue pig. Huh. Anywho...
Great! I can't wait to bomb some Dodongos!
The graphics in this game are quite simple and all in glorious 8-bit. From the monsters to your surroundings, each sprite looks very well done. For example, when Link swings his sword or acquires a valuable item, you can see his face change expressions, which is really neat. Sure, the water doesn't move very much or at all, but you can pretty much tell that it is indeed water. When you find yourself in the desert, you can see the little grains of sand that you walk on. When traveling in a forest, you will be surrounded by trees and bushes. So pretty much wherever you go and what you see, you'll notice that everything is colorful and well detailed.
I just wonder what Ganon's up to.
You dare bring light to my lair? You must die!
The Legend of Zelda is a huge game that is full of action, adventure, and puzzle solving. This game has quite a large overworld to explore, leaving you with plenty of things to see and locations to discover. There may be times where you end up getting lost or scratching your head thinking, where do I go next? But one thing for sure is that if you die outside, you always restart at the beginning of the game, but you do get to keep all of your items, which is a good thing. The entire game's view is from a top-down perspective, which is helpful as you can see where the enemies are anywhere on the screen.
Thought you could hide from me? Well, think again, you hideous beast! Hi-yah!
So as you can see, the main way of attacking is with your sword, where you will execute a quick stab. If you manage to keep yourself at full health, you can fire beams from your sword, dealing damage from a long distance. Throughout the game, you will not obtain just one sword, but 3. You'll start off with the wooden sword. Clearing 2 dungeons will allow you to wield the white sword, which is stronger. And finally, after clearing 6 dungeons, you will have the ability to wield the Master Sword, the strongest weapon in the entire game. As you go along, you'll collect various items that do different things. For example, when you get the boomerang, you can throw it at monsters to stun them for a short period of time, allowing you to get some free shots in. The bow, although useful, can be a pain as you will find that it has quite a troublesome quantity due to the fact that whenever you fire an arrow, it will use a rupee and basically give new meaning to the term throwing your money away. The bomb, once placed, will explode after a few short seconds, damaging any monsters caught in the blast. When you find the wand, in my opinion, this is the best item in the game. This is due to the fact that not only does it fire ranged attacks without the use of any type of magic meter, you'll eventually go on to find the magic book, Bible, to go along with the wand. Your magic attacks will set anything they hit on fire, as well as lighting up dark rooms. That's just a few items as an example, but trust me, there are many more to find and obtain to help you on your quest. Aside from collecting items, you can spend your hard-earned rupees, which is the game's currency, purchasing items in shops, which are all oddly built into rocky walls. You'll also come across heart containers on your travels, which will grant you an additional heart, increasing your health meter. These are not easy to find, as you will need to search everywhere to find them, kind of like an Easter egg hunt. There are a total of 9 dungeons in this game, and trust me, on your first time playing through, you are going to have a lot, and I mean a lot, of trouble finding them. Yes, I know the correct title for these places are levels, but whatever. A few of them have locations that are quite difficult to find, and you will need to use your wits to find them. One of the dungeons is hidden underneath a bush, which you will need to burn in order to find the stairway leading to it, whereas another dungeon will require you to play your musical instrument in order to reveal its entrance. Not all of the dungeons are as difficult as that to find, as most of them you just walk to and see them sitting there. I know I mentioned the dungeons in short detail earlier, but let's get more in depth with them, shall we? Inside each dungeon will contain different rooms that have quite the unknown surprises. One room could be full of bats, while another could just have spiked traps and a staircase. As you go further and further, you'll notice when you go into your inventory screen, you'll be making your own little map, which is very useful. Whenever you uncover a new room, a new area will be placed on your makeshift map, so you're not completely helpless and lost. Aside from the do-it-yourself map, you will eventually go on to find the actual map, which will reveal the entire dungeon, even showing you rooms you have not made it to yet, which in a way is helpful if you want a fully clean house. Another item that shows up constantly, like the map, is the compass, and this useful little tool will show you where the fragment of your Triforce piece is at the end of each dungeon. You will notice doors with keyholes on them, and to unlock them you will have to use keys. Well, duh! To find them, they are scattered in the dungeon you are currently in, unless you decide to go to a shop and purchase them. Anywho, to find them, sometimes you will have to do something like kill all the monsters in the room, or just enter the room itself. Doors aren't the only way to get around, as you will come across destructible walls. These walls must be opened by breaking them down with the explosion of a bomb. Just simply place the bomb in front of the wall and kaboom! You now have a new passage into the next room. My only issue with this is the fact that there's no indication of which walls can or cannot be destroyed. Like, is it really that hard to add a crack to the wall? So it's pretty much trial and error, and also you have to be careful you don't run out of bombs in the process. Stairways also play a role in where you need to go, as they will either take you to an area with an item you must collect, or transport you to a different room. Before you have any hopes of acquiring your fragment, you will need to go up against the dungeon's boss. Some bosses will be different, and are sure to give you a run for your rupees. You will encounter all of these bosses again in later dungeons, which, if you have a stronger sword, or you increased your defense with a colored ring, they won't pose much of a threat as they did when you first fought them. When fighting bosses, some you can just hack away at with your sword, while others will require you to come up with a strategy of how to deal damage to them. With enough damage dealt, you will become triumphant, and not only be rewarded with a fragment of your Triforce piece in the next room, but a heart container for your troubles. Upon completing this game, you will be set up for a second quest. So if you thought this game was challenging enough already, the second quest moves everything around, placing the dungeons and heart containers in all new locations. Good luck if you do decide on playing the second quest.
I just saved you from Ganon. How about a kiss?
In conclusion, this game is amazing and there is never a dull moment when playing it. I have found myself playing this game so many times that I pretty much know where everything is, and I can finish it in about 3 to 5 hours. The only problems I have with this game are the way you have to save, the locations of the dungeons, and the limited invincibility when you get hit time period. In order to save, you have to die. There is no save point or quick save function, so this can be quite troublesome if you have full health and suddenly you need to go somewhere and have to shut off the game, meaning you have to purposely lose all that work you did getting yourself healthy. The locations of the dungeons can be a problem because there is no indication or direction of how to find them. Sure, the ones in plain sight are fine, but how is anyone supposed to know to bomb a certain spot or walk up 4 repetitive screens without looking online or using a strategy guide? When you get hit, you have half a second to get to a safe spot. Otherwise, you have a chance of flying into another monster and end up being used as a punching bag for their enjoyment. Nevertheless, it's still an amazing game and remains one of my favorite games of all time. Well, that's it for me. Thank you everyone who watched this, and I hope you enjoyed this review. Until next time, take care.